This is the Bak Up Podcast, where technology meets humor. I'm your host, Ioannis Bakagiannis. If you like the content, subscribe on YouTube or any other podcast app such as Spotify, Deezer, Apple, or Google Podcasts. Hello. This is episode 14 of the Bak Up Podcast. This is a totally different episode. Recently, I had the opportunity to publish the beginning of my own research. I'm interested in investigating the gap between business key performance indicators and machine learning products and their objective functions. Instead of doing a backup log episode to describe my own research topic, I decided to upload my presentation at an IEEE conference that I attended recently. This means that you might want to hop on YouTube to see the slides also. I hope you enjoy it and let me know if you would like a more detailed breakdown as a backup log episode. I will also put the link of the relevant paper in the description when it becomes available. Yanni, back us up. Today I will be presenting machine learning product key performance indicators in alignment to model evaluation. This paper and my research is a bit different than regular machine learning that is chasing the state of the art over academic data sets. My research is inspired by the real world applications where I'm observing machine learning models in production and are being applied to business goals. So there is our problem definition is that there is an enterprise that needs to have goals to be successful, and these are business goals, short terms and long terms, that we need to they need to strive to be successful, and in order to do so, they leverage machine learning products in order to gain competitive advantages over their competitors. But we argue here in this paper that there is no guarantee that the machine learning product design and evaluation process that optimize the models and the business goals are not aligning. They're not trying to do the same thing. So therefore, they're not ensuring the business success. So its business from the inception comes with a mission and a vision statement. They come to the world to do something, and this encapsulates all of the goals that the mission that the enterprise is trying to do. For example, YouTube's mission is to give everyone a voice and show them the world. They believe that everyone deserves to have a voice, and that the world is a better place when we listen, share, and build community through our stories. Also, at the same time, enterprises are kind of ethical in their own way. So they have values that they guide their decision making towards that vision. And for example, YouTube's values would be freedom of expression, freedom of opportunity, freedom of information, and freedom to belong. You can see that they're very heavily inspired by the mission statement, and they're trying to guide the decision makers at all times. But as you can see, the mission and the values can steer the enterprise towards the right direction and when they want to go. But they are qualitative measures. They don't tell you how close or far you are from your goals and from success. Business people, they're trying to come up with, as they call them, key performance indicators that they can distill that vision and those goals into quantitative measures of success. KPIs can be found in throughout the business process, and they're various in nature. For example, some examples of YouTube's KPIs would be ad revenue. Of course, the usually some of those KPIs are dollar amount values. So example, the amount of revenue that the ads generated with a time period. Total watch time, the amount of hours that users watched through a fixed time period. Mean session times, and these are called mostly engagement metrics that that YouTube has. And the enterprises, as we said, they try to leverage machine learning as much as possible, especially since the new era from 2012 and onwards. And they're trying to get a competitive advantage and in their eyes try to accomplish their vision through these products. For example, YouTube's homepage is a very signature product of machine learning since 2012. And it's a recommender engine. When you log into YouTube's homepage, they trying to show you the world. They're trying to show you interesting and customized recommended content for that suit your tastes. That is their goal, and you go into and they're trying to show you the world as they said in their vision statement. And they're using a recommender engine, a machine learning model under the hood. But machine learning models are not as they're not learning as humans. The machine learning algorithms are trying to predict an outcome or model some type of behavior, but they need to something that they can understand and a learning process that is feasible for them in order to learn. Most of the time we have an objective function, if not all of the time. We have an objective function and we're trying to minimize or maximize that one. For example, here we can see a parametric model that learns over the training set X through some parameters theta, and we're using the maximum likelihood estimation to optimize as our objective function. And we can use an iterative optimization algorithm such as stochastic gradient descent in order to tune the parameters and optimize the model for our training data. On top of that, when we're trying to make a machine learning product, we go in and get a data set, then we split it into training and testing, and then the training is split into training and validation. But as you can see, objective functions are great for optimizing, but they're not very easy to communicate or easy to understand as a human being. That's why on top of those of the objective function, we have evaluation metrics for these sets. And examples of these evaluation metrics are for classification, accuracy, precision, recall, precision at K, F measure, and for regression, mean squared error, mean absolute error. And we measure those to see how good of a job we're doing the machine learning model is doing in their core task that they're given to. So we've seen that the business from the one hand has the mission statement, company goals, and KPIs, and from the other hand it has objective function and performance metrics. Are these two things doing the same thing though? Because up until now we said, okay, we're trying to find something that fits a product, but are they trying to do the same thing? And we argue that is not the case. By default, they're not doing it. So let's go back to the YouTube's homepage. And if you have the same experience as me, you can know where I'm going to. So in the YouTube recommendation engine, in development time, they're optimizing precision at K, and during deployment, they measure the click-through rate. But how does these metrics relate to show me the world vision? Do they guarantee user satisfaction? Do we optimize for ad revenue? These are the KPIs of YouTube, and I could not see how show me the world, precision at K, and click-through rate are related to that. For example, my YouTube page, my YouTube homepage is full of YouTube songs that I listen to almost in a daily basis. And yes, I'm gonna click them, but it's not the same. Like, I'm gonna click them anyway, I'm gonna listen to them anyways. It's not that the recommendation helps me explore and find interesting videos that I would like to look at. So to solve that, we propose 3 approaches. Approach number 1, it's a bottom-up approach. So machine learning objectives could help define what a business value is, or how relate to the business value. So for example, we can take the objective function and see how it affects straight the KPIs, or define a KPI as a metric. So if there is a strong correlation, or if there is a strong relationship, some type of relationship, we can tie those numbers to actual actionable from business standpoint outcomes. The same come with performance metrics that in some cases they could correspond to business value in a one-to-one manner. For example, if you have like a credit model, it actually the accuracy of that credit model is affecting dollar cost or dollar ROI. So that is directly related to the business value. The second approach would be a top-bottom approach. So business KPIs would be part of the objective function, and that could definitely solve that problem. You could think of it as regularization in a way. So we can incorporate them in an objective function as regularization. You can optimize the original objective plus a KPI of theta, which is a measure of how well these parameters optimize the business KPI. But the caveat here is that needs to be differentiable and parameterizable in order to be incorporated into the objective function. The second way is to use KPIs as performance metrics at a test set, but this is trickier than it looks, because it needs to be observable offline. Like for example, click-through rate could not for YouTube's recommender engine could not even be calculated if you don't have live data. And the third approach that we have is to build another model that optimizes the exact KPI that we're trying to do right now, or the business goal. For example, we develop several models that they're optimizing over different. They're doing the same thing, but we select it in a different manner. So, for example, model 1 could optimize for accuracy. The model 2 might have a high regularization. The model 3, they're doing the same thing, but they're different. And you have a KPI model that actually optimizes for the KPI that you set it up to, the business KPI, with all these parameters on top of it, and then output the best one to optimize that KPI. So in conclusion, what we talked about today is machine learning is touching more and more digital products. Products are designed in such a way to fulfill the vision of the company. Key performance indicators are tools that translate the qualitative goals of the enterprise to measurable outcomes. Machine learning can be seen as the optimization effort on top of the objective function. Business KPIs and machine learning objectives and performance metrics are not designed to be in alignment by default. There should be careful consideration when designing the machine learning product, and we propose 3 approaches for aligning the KPIs and the ML process. One would be a bottom-up, where we use the machine learning optimization metrics to define business success. Second will be the incorporate business KPIs in the optimization and model selection process. And third, develop a supervisor agent that directly optimizes the business KPIs in an online manner. And that's it. Thank you for your attention. This is it. Your mind is now backed up. To learn more about the topics discussed or the guests, follow the links in the description. Now you have the chance to subscribe, rate, like, dislike, and review the show. Also, looking forward to hearing your thoughts in the comments. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me, and see you next time.